Welcome to Through the HurriKane. I'm Kathleen Kane, the first woman elected Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Have you ever looked down and seen the pieces of your life on the floor and wondered what happened? You haven't just been through a storm, you've been through a hurricane. Sometimes we think that we'll never have joy, we'll never have love again, we'll never have a normal life again. But Through the HurriKane will teach you that the power of love and resistance and the human mind can do anything. We all experience a hurricane, but the human spirit is indestructible. This is Through the HurriKane. Let's walk through this storm together. Welcome to Through the HurriKane. I'm your host, Kathleen Kane. We talk a lot about storms in people's lives. We also talk a lot about ways to get through it. And sometimes you need more than just a bigger umbrella. You've heard Lexi and I talk numerous times about one of the ways that we've dealt with our grief, and through all of my trials and tribulations, I have gone to mediums many times, and they have not only told me what could happen, one of them told me a very crucial, important note that what will happen. And because of that, we were ready for it. We believe that mediums are a very important part of the afterlife. And when you're suffering from grief, sometimes that could be your umbrella. So Lexi and I have talked about the famous Medium Joe, and we have Medium Joe here with us today. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's nice of you to be here. I know that you don't do any interviews. I know that you don't do any of that. You told me before that you really don't trust a lot of people, but we're honored that you're here today with us, and I'm glad that you trust us with your story, but also I think that you're going to be a help to a lot of people who are looking for ways to get through the difficult times in your life. Everybody's different, but we just want to offer one more technique for anyone to use if they need it. So thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I need to know, how did you even know that you had this extraordinary gift?
Oh boy, as a teenager, we're not spring chickens back in the 70s and 80s. Before the World Wide Web and access to Google, I used to get a lot of premonitions, and I didn't have anywhere to research it as a teenager anyway. So I just trusted it. The premonitions came first. And I just went with it. I didn't have anyone to talk to. I just kept it to myself, and the trust built over the years because it was just me and spirit.
What is a premonition?
Something that's about to happen. And with me, it would unfold before my eyes. It would unfold very quickly from a premonition that I would get. I wasn't dreaming them. I would just go into this place. I don't know how to explain it. And, I would feel the energy, and I would see the, what's about to happen unfold in my eye, right before my eyes. And then moments later, it would happen.
Were you afraid?
So
did you feel like, oh my God, what's going on? Why do I see this?
Yeah.
Know this?
The first few times, of course. And then again, I didn't have anyone to talk to regarding this stuff or research it. So I just trusted it. And through the years, it had gotten stronger. And then as an adult, it was put aside. I always trusted my intuition, but the premonitions kind of took a seat back. And as I got older and I moved to Pennsylvania, out of the city, more into the countryside. When I moved here, it was really country. It just started developing more. I started hearing spirit. And
when you hear spirit,
so
what does that sound like? Do you hear people you know, or did you just hear conversations?
So when we say hear spirit, it's not necessarily this hearing. It's just spirit in, whether you see, hear, feel. I do all, but you can, it's an energy that it's not from you. So, there's something going on, and you realize what's happening, when you realize it's not mental health. When you start to understand this, yeah, and you go through that.
Did you think maybe it was your mental health?
I did. You know, several bottles and months later of Prozac, realized that's not helping.
Not
It's
going
not
away.
it. So yeah, you start to, you know, explore. And I did. And I found a mentor nearby, and she helped me through some of it, not all of it, until we parted ways. And then I've just, you know, I grew by myself with spirit. But it's always nice to have a mentor and have proper training. You know, I've also gone to Arthur Findlay in England. It's a psychic school. It's it's a wild place. It's nice. Yeah, so with the proper training afterwards, then I was able to develop.
So what does the proper training give you? Does it give you, you know, like as lawyers, we understand the law and the ethics. What would your training and
the law and the ethics, the universal law and the ethics, and also, you know, what exactly is happening, you know, and I think one of your questions was, you know, can everybody do this? Everybody can do this, and you just got to learn what to do. You know, if the mentor will show you what to do with what you're receiving, how to communicate, validate it, make sure it's not anything other than spirit or whatever else is going on.
Do they ever tell you what not to do? Like, don't be irresponsible in such and such a way?
Oh, my mentor did. Yes. My mentor is very conservative. And yes, absolutely. She was like, you know, you have to dress properly, and, you know, it's all a service. And if, you know, the people trust the person that's in front of them.
You said you had training, and tell me what the most important part of your training that you felt would be.
To be honest, ethical, and, you know, there's a lot of charlatans out there, and to put ego away. That was the biggest thing I took away from my mentor, Gloria. You know, it's like, if you don't get anything, just say it. Be honest, be yourself. And, you know, when we in our world, we call it fluff. When a lot of mediums give fluff, it's because they're not getting anything, and they'll just say anything generic.
Yeah.
Way I was taught is validation. You got to get validation. You know, I can just say, you know, oh, your grandma with your pink slippers is so adorable. Sometimes that comes in, you know, because, come on, grandmas have pink slippers, but not everybody.
Mine had red.
So that's what we call, what, hon?
Mine had red.
There you go. So we call that fluff, and they'll do that just to, you know, fill in the space. And I don't work that way. I wasn't taught that way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was going to ask you that because they do say that you have to watch out. And if nothing's coming through, you need to be honest. And I actually, when I went to see you, I went with my cousin, Mary, whose dad, my uncle, had passed away, and she was having some trouble dealing with it. And I remember she came out and she said, you know, my dad didn't come through. And she was disappointed. But I said, wouldn't you rather she's honest with you than make things up? And she said, oh, absolutely. And you did tell her that part of the reason was, and then I went afterwards, and her dad, my uncle, actually came through to me and said, she's just so closed in. She's got to open herself up.
There's a lot of people like that. And for me, I can't speak for other mediums. For me, actually, she wasn't as closed off as you think, because if somebody's completely like skeptical and is here to test me, I won't be able to read them. And that's just me. I don't know other mediums. Me, if I feel that you're like, oh, I'm not getting through to that, it's just at that, I can't. I need you to be at least an open skeptic. I'm not here to prove myself. You know, you're coming to me, I didn't seek you out. So you got to have some kind of hope for me,
Right.
You know, but if you're completely, and it has happened, and, you know, I tell them, I can't read you if you don't want to be read. It's because energy is everything. We are energy, and energy is what I'm working with. And if your energy is, I can't work with it. Sometimes a grieving mother will call me right away, and I have to turn them down, and they get so upset. I feel so bad, but they're not ready for a reading. You'll be a complete mess. I just tell them, wait for a few months, just wait a few months. You know, they want to do it right away. I understand that personally, but you have to wait a few months. And this is what I've learned in the 15 plus years that I've done this. Can other mediums? I don't know. I work on my own, so I only know from what I know, and I can't get through to that. It's good to have a couple of months also.
Is it because it's energy driven and there's too much conflicting energy happening?
Absolutely. Grief is very heavy. Grief, energy, spirit, their energy is up here, high frequency. Grief is very low. So grief is very strong. And if it is so fresh that your grief, you won't understand, you won't feel, I find it almost very difficult to use her energy to connect to her loved ones. Not that I use her energy entirely, but I need her to be somewhat flowing. The energy needs to flow, and grief is just very solid for me. It's a dense, heavy weight. Grief is very heavy, and anybody who's experienced it understands. But a mother and a father's grief is it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So I always tell them, just wait a couple of months, process what's going on, and then you're more open to having a reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it must.
Grief is extremely heavy, and a lot of times I'll get, how come I can't connect with them? How come I don't feel them? This one feels it, that one feels them, or comes to their dream and I'm not. It's because of the grief. Grief is very heavy.
Yeah.
When you first, it comes in waves, and especially in the very beginning, when that overflowing, the emotion, the grief that comes in out of nowhere and you start crying, that is spirit getting close to you. That's spirit right there, your loved one right next to you. You recognize the energy, but grief takes over.
Yeah.
And then we lose the connection. So as the months pass and the grief, not that it goes away, grief doesn't go away, but you get used to it, you get used to living with it, then you start to remember, I remember that smile. But when you first see the smile months ago, the grief would come in.
Yeah.
But then after months and months, you'll start to remember why you loved that person.
Oh, wow.
Whether it's your child or your uncle, you'll start to remember their personality. Grief starts taking a step back.
And love takes a step more forward.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've never heard it described like that. That is amazing.
Grief is very heavy.
Yeah, we had a guest, Dale. She was on, and her 12-year-old son passed away suddenly.
Oh.
And she said for many, I think years or months, something, she just kept waiting for him to appear and wanted to so badly to feel him hug her. And maybe that way she didn't understand why. And same thing you said. Her friend Karen had lost their daughter, and she said, but, Karen did, and I don't. Why is that? So I'm glad you explained, because I feel like that will make a lot of mothers and fathers, or anyone going through the grief process, feel a little bit better about kind of the journey.
What I've learned losing my own son and connecting with my own son, because it works differently for me versus people I don't know, and I don't have the grief that they hold. So it's different for me when I'm working. But when it's my own personal grief, it's the same thing. I'm no special. So what I've learned to do is that when I can feel my son coming in and grief starts taking over, in the beginning, I used to just say, thank you for coming in. Thank you for visiting. I acknowledge this is you. And the more I would do this, the grief got, at that moment that he would try and connect with me, the grief would take a little bit of a break. And I was able to get a glimpse of his smile or his eyes. This is in the very beginning. And I just kept doing that. And as time went by, it got better and better. And I started to remember who he was and not just the grief.
That's amazing. That really,
It makes a difference.
yeah, I bet it does. Do you just describe, I mean, we could end this podcast right now with a successful episode, because what you just described, I feel you have given someone a roadmap, a step-by-step roadmap to feeling the love instead of the grief, and to having that subside a little bit more, as you said, taking a step back and then having more of the joy, their smile, their laugh, the funny things they do or say come forward a little bit more. And that's got to help somebody, and to feel that.
And it will.
Yeah, that's amazing. So have you ever had a reading, and it doesn't have to just be grief, that their loved one came through and there was something so shocking or so like almost scandalous that you would not tell them, or maybe you did tell them?
Okay. When I read that question, I'm like, I can't think of one. I just remembered one. I do group readings too. And see, that spirit helping me. I did a group reading once, and everybody was getting readings, and it was phenomenal. It was great, except for this one woman. And I was like, why am I not getting anything for her? And, almost at the very end, I went up to her and I said, I am so sorry. Nothing is coming in for you. Every time I take a look at you, there's only one thing that comes in, and it's a cricket. The whole room blew up. Oh my God. And she started crying. Her mother used to call her Cricket.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I got chills. Yeah. So that was like, holy cow kind of moment, because again, I was getting nothing for her, but it was such a powerful moment. Just Cricket. I mean, I couldn't guess that, of course.
Well,
so it was powerful for her. It was powerful for everybody. And it just sealed the deal is of the people who were there. It's like, wow, I guess this is real.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
and it's moments like that, and they happen often. They're not from me, they're from spirit. The only job I have to do is just trust what I receive, because we can all do this. You just have to trust. You yourself probably get what we call hits, 25 hits a day from spirit, but you dismiss it as coincidence. You probably get 20 psychic hits a day, but you dismiss it. Oh, I was thinking that this morning, Wise was closed. And then you go there and you're like, oh, it was closed. That's such a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. You were tuning into that energy. Oh, but people dismiss it. So a lot of times after somebody is here and they really want to learn how to connect, I say to them, get a pad, get a pen, sit down, take 5 deep breaths, feel the air and the energy around you, and then call in your loved one, and whatever comes in, write it down. It could be, the light bulbs or the front yard, just write it down. And then later on, you're starting a conversation. You're not going to get right away, but just starting and opening a conversation. And then maybe the next day you'll realize that the bulb blew out. They were giving you a heads up. So this is how you start a conversation, and you can actually ask them specifics. You know what? I want to start the conversation. Show me whatever it is that you challenge them with. And you give it a couple of days and you will see it. I once had a woman, I had her, and a message came in for her mother, and she wanted to let her know that she says hello when she sees a pink flamingo, and that she will see one soon. And the daughter was like, okay. So the mom was like, I'm in Pennsylvania, where am I going to see a pink flamingo? So she goes to school the next day, her daycare, and the little boy was wearing a pink flamingo t-shirt. Oh, so it happens so often that unless we, really pay attention, we dismiss it. Yeah. So they communicate with us in so many different ways. Electricity is one of their strengths. Anything, phones, TV, electrical, and animals, of course, they can manipulate to get messages across. Well, music is a big one.
So we know that. I mean, he's got the face and the eyes of a spirit, basically. But explain to me about the electric, because I've heard that before. What does that mean? The TV starts blinking and the lights start blinking? What does that mean?
Oh my gosh, I've heard so many stories. One in particular, this is old because she was on a computer monitor, and she had the screensaver on, and somehow the picture of her late husband popped up there.
Oh, wow.
Is one way. But they can, light bulbs that flicker, they'll blow out, phones. And I always tell people, you're watching TV and your phone just lights up, look at the numbers. They're telling you something. Google the numbers, you know. Music, you get in a car, you turn your radio on, and a specific song comes on. My son will always let me know he's in the car with me by a certain song that comes on that I don't know where it is in the wheel, you know?
What's the song? What is this?
Dancing in the Moonlight. So whenever I hear that song, I know he's around. He wants me to know that he's near.
That's amazing.
Music, they can actually really, like, if you ask them a question, you'll know it resonates with you. The song that they're sending you is for them, and there's answers in there. Through people, you know, you'll go to a grocery store, you're missing your mom, and you'll run into 3 or 4 Susans in that week. That's how they let us know that they are around. But they always do, and they can hear, see us. There's a veil. We can't with them unless your mind is at a certain place. But they are right here. They're not somewhere else. They're right here on a different frequency that they call it the spirit realm dimension.
Yeah.
But they're right here. Everything happens here, different planes. Everything is here where you are. Wherever you are is where they are.
So now so now we have to drill down onto this a little bit, because that is the interesting. Now we've passed, we're talking about them now and where they are and what they see and what they feel. And I think that's a lot of people need to know, where are they? Are they okay? Are they in the ground and nothing's happening? Or are they healthy now and still in a way living in another realm? You know, if you're Catholic, you believe in heaven, and I'm not sure what other religions believe in, but are they in heaven, or are they here, or are they both? What do you think?
Well, heaven is a name that us humans gave it, and it's the other side, and it's here. It's not, you're not sitting above the clouds. It's not up there. When they refer to up there, my belief is because it's a high frequency. So as humans, we're very limited, you know. We, high frequency, we think up there, and words are very limiting. That's how I feel it started, but everything is right here, just different planes. And they have lives, and no, they don't suffer. There's no anger, there's no suffering, there's no remorse, there's nothing but the love frequency. That's why you hear all the time, love is, you know, love fixes everything. It's because it's the frequency that people are talking about, and that is where they reside. Where they reside, and, you know, what I've been told and shown, well, it's just energy. And we here, there's spirit, energy of who we are, and then there's the human avatar we carry, which is our ego. So when we're alive, we have the ego and we have our spirit. When we cross over, it's only spirit. So they can't feel whatever the ego feels. Mm-hmm. That's why we come here, we, you know, incarnate to learn and to grow as energy, as a soul. And we come back and do it over and over again, but from a different perspective. This is why we forget everything. So we can experience it from a different perspective.
I like that.
Our job is to remember who we are.
Right. I love that. Because actually, even when you're going through a crisis on Earth, and it takes, say it's a couple of years long, you get worn down and you forget who you are because you've been fighting for so long. That's basically who is taken over at this point. And I always used to feel the most comfort, I still do actually, when I remember who I was. I'll think back to when I was, 7 or 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
Life, as we always say, life was easy then. It actually wasn't. It's just that we took it easier and we were stronger and we were more hopeful. And when I think about that, that makes me feel better. And sometimes I can't. I know I have to, but I can't. So I'll think about my great Aunt Dorothy. My great Aunt Dorothy was the happiest human being ever. You know, she had a case of old Milwaukee delivered to her apartment every week. Just even she died at like 88 years old, and all her friends would get together, and she just lived her life, so authentically. And I remember staying at her house, and I remember the fun we had. And then I just feel this calm and peace and strength that comes over me, and joy. Exactly. And I'm like, okay, I could do this. Yeah, I was strong back then. I'm still strong. I could do this. So I'm glad you said that that's who it is. So now I can ask you a couple of quick questions because I'm very curious. Can you see spirits? So say I went and, my father came through. Would you be able to see my father?
I see them with my third eye. We all see them with our third eye, most likely. Have I seen them with my actual eyes? I have once or twice. I've actually heard with my actual ear once or twice as well, but that's not very common. But we all pretty much see it with, well, I do anyway, I speak for myself, with my third eye. So sometimes I'll see your exact father, but if your father wants me to, if you know your father, remember a memory of your father with a big bushy mustache, let's say, that spirit's only going to show me, I have your father with a big bushy mustache. That's the way it works for me. And they know exactly it's dad because they'll highlight something for me. If he was short, it'll show me, like he's a little short, but I won't actually see their whole, unless I do. Sometimes I do, but most of the time it's just certain, it's a feeling. I know it's their dad, feels like it. Right. And then they'll show me some highlights. Oh, he was a very hard worker or a very angry man, however way he comes in, because when they do come in a reading, they keep their personality so they know who I am speaking with.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if spirit comes in, I have your aunt here, she's all full of aches and pains and has a hard time sitting or standing and she needs to sit down. They're not experiencing that now. They're coming in the way they were when they were still alive to them, how they would recognize them.
And so we could recognize them, right? So that we know it.
Yes. Right.
That's interesting. I did actually describe my mother. That's just.
Oh, did I?
On a side note, you did. Yeah. My mother was beautiful. And as you said, stayed beautiful till the very end. And that is so true. I remember a few years before my mother passed away, she was bedridden. She could barely move. She hadn't eaten in like 31 days, I think it was. We were like, medical marvel. But yet she still had that L'Oreal night cream that she insisted.
That's so funny.
Putting on, and I remember her dipping her very frail fingers into it and slathering it on her face. And I thought, that's amazing. And she looked fantastic.
But you know why, in my opinion, why she looked so beautiful? Because she was glowing from the inside out.
Oh, well, that's a nice thing to say. Yes, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? People sometimes, I've seen it and it resonated with me. I'm like, I like that. It's like you don't capture the beauty like me. I take terrible pictures. And people question why I'm a nice looking woman. Why doesn't it come out on pictures? It's because the camera doesn't pick up the glow of who you are, your spirit.
Oh, wow. Well,
Isn't that nice?
That one next time too. I have an identical twin sister who takes beautiful photos. I, on the other hand, never take a good photo. So I'm going to use that next time. Everyone is
there you go, because the camera, the camera does not capture the beauty, the spirit, the glow. It comes from the inside out, and the camera does not capture that. I believe that.
So what is one of the most interesting readings that you've ever done? And have you ever had a celebrity come through?
Oh boy, no, because I'm not randomly reading people. I need a love or blood connection for me to connect with your loved one. I can't just I won't randomly just, read anybody. I have to, the way I work is when you come to me, there needs to be a love and blood connection for me to connect with your loved one. If you didn't have a relationship with them, it's going to be that energy. Like I won't be able to get anything. This is why we need a love, a blood connection. And a lot of times they'll ask, well, what about my girlfriend's, my son's girlfriend? What is she like? I can give you an idea because it's in your energy, but I can't go in and read her. that's not nice.
So we're talking about the difference between a medium and a psychic really is like a tarot reader that can predict the future. Have you ever had a spirit come through to say, be careful of what's coming up, or, watch out for this?
So I do tarot, well, they're psychic guidance readings more. And to correct you, if you don't mind, we can't read the future. Nobody can. What we can show you, it's what's the highest frequency. That's how I work anyway. What's the highest frequency of what's coming up in the next couple of months based on the choices that they've made. We have free will. Nothing is written in stone. So it's impossible to predict 10 years from now. People do it. Honestly, I don't work that way. I only work the next few months that's coming up because life changes.
Yeah.
We have free will. But psychics don't have the ability or haven't developed the ability to read spirit. But mediums can do both. And oftentimes I'm doing a psychic reading and somebody will pop in and I'll say it because I do separate my readings, but I'll say they will come in anyway because it all comes from spirit anyway.
Yeah.
It's all from the other side.
That's so interesting. I had a long time ago, my sons were little boys, and I was having a tarot reading, and the what would I call her who does a tarot reading?
Psychic.
Oh, okay. So the psychic was saying, okay, doing this reading, she said, okay, I have to stop. She promised her Monsignor that she wasn't going to be a medium anymore. And she said, there is this little tiny lady yelling in my ear. She will not let me alone. I've tried to ignore her, but she won't let me alone. I have no idea what this means.
Yep.
I'm throwing it out to you. And she said, it's your grandmother, and she's yelling in my ear. Tell her it was just a dream. It's not true. He's going to live a very long life. Tell her. And Tara was ignoring her, and my grandmother's yelling, tell her right now it was just a dream. So Tara says this to me, and she said, do you have any idea what that means? That was exactly the reason I went. Now, of course, I didn't say it to Tara because, I didn't want to give information and, the whole deal. And I had this dream that one of my sons was running across a wall, and they were having a race, he and his father. My son did not see the opening of the stairway and fell down and banged his head. And the dream was I was on the ground holding him, waiting for the ambulance, and he died in my arms. And just then I felt this life lift out of me, and I woke up in the middle of the night like screaming, no, no, no. So of course the next morning I called everybody, don't let Christopher run on a wall. Don't let him run at all. Don't take your eyes off of him. I was so upset I couldn't work. I was an ADA at the time. I'm like, I'm so upset. So when I went to this, my sister said, let's go to this medium. Dale's giving up her spot for you. Let's go to this psychic. And then when she said that, I just couldn't believe it. And I was fine after that. I trusted her, and I trusted that my grandmother said that, because there was no way she was known the West. No way.
Right. And it happens all the time. When I'm doing readings, I'll say, someone's here to say hi, and, but it happens because ultimately it does come. We're connecting with spirit. We're connecting with everything that's on the other side. It's high frequency.
Yeah.
And dreams oftentimes are not what we think.
Or what?
Like that, perhaps, they're personal and it has to mean something to you. But if you're dying in a car crash, it doesn't necessarily mean that. It means perhaps you need a new car, or maybe you're about to enter a new chapter in your life and you have to destroy everything in the past is you're leaving behind and you're starting a new chapter. There's so many different ways you can read dreams, but it's usually how you feel. If your son was going away to college and you felt like you lost him, that could be a reason as to why. There's so many different, ways you can read a dream. my opinion.
Right.
But that was nice that you got the validation that you needed through a psychic reading. It's nice when it happens.
It really is. It's so comforting. And I know that some people don't believe in it, and that's okay. Everyone's different. Everyone has different techniques they can use. But,
Absolutely.
you know, that was a long time.
I'm the biggest skeptic.
Oh, really?
I'm the biggest skeptic there is. Oh, yeah. Because I know exactly how to, I would know how to fake it if I could. Not that it would land, because, you know, I work with validating. I have to validate, you know, I'll get the names, I'll get the only things that you would know.
Right.
But when they put fluff or when they generalize, it's easy to fake, you know, but you're not getting anything substantial because you're not getting any validation.
And you've lost that person that people know, you know, it
Oh, yeah.
wasn't my grandmother that died, it was, you know, somebody else, or no, my grandmother's still alive,
Right.
or something like that.
You know, fakes, you'll know when there's a scam, when there's somebody's a charlatan or not. You know it when you leave that place. You absolutely know it. Yeah. And again, there's no reason for fluff. If you're not getting something, there's a reason. You're going to sit here and you're going to get what you need. And if this person doesn't come in, it's because that's not what you needed right now.
Right.
You know?
Tell me one thing about the afterworld that would shock, you know, most people.
It's not what they think, from what I'm told. It's, you know, oftentimes when what happens a lot is what I'm seeing and what I'm told is when we die, we literally just step out of our body, the avatar. We literally just stand up and we look, and then we're like, oh, and we remember all of it. And the other side, there's the other side, you know, I can explain what happens when we first die. We go, you're met with your spirit guides, your loved ones, the celebrations all around. But time is not like it is here. There's no time on the other side. So they do all their celebrations, and they meet with their spirit guides, and they, from what I've seen, it's this beautiful white room, and you're just viewing your entire life. And you feel, they call that the life review. You feel everything you've been through, and you feel what you've made others feel. Mm-hmm. That could be your hell, depending on the kind of life you've lived. And then you discuss with your team, your spirit team, oh, I didn't get to learn or do this. And you, believe it or not, you start planning your next life.
Oh, yeah.
Now there's different planes. This is Earth plane. It's very different. There's different planes, different places where you reincarnate. It's not just Earth. There's different planes. Earth is one of them. Spirit realm, and there's other, depending on where your soul seeks and what your soul is looking to grow from. But the other side is always the unexpected of what they expect to see. Now, I've learned that if you have devout Catholics and they cross over, they're going to still experience some sort of that until those beliefs fall off and remember.
I'd like to say that I do fully understand, but I do not. It's something, obviously, I think it's something you have to walk away from and think about. I mean, what you explained is a lot, and that was a loaded question. It's a lot. So I think once I start to think about it, I feel like it almost goes through almost life phases. You know, life phases are almost like that. We believe certain things, and then we learn more, and then we don't believe any of that anymore because we now see it's something different.
It's called growth, and that's what we're here to do. And our soul continues to grow even after the avatar.
Quick question on this. And I'm only asking from what you may have heard from spirits who have come through to you. Has anyone ever said what makes them sad in the afterworld? In other words, you know, if you have a child that you've left behind and they just can't get past the grief and it's just misery. Do they feel that misery? Do they feel that grief? Do they feel sorrow? Does it make them feel sorrowful?
Well, they're not capable of feeling that because there's only one energy on the other side, but they were human. So, they come with healing modalities now. They can, blend with you and give you healing. So if they see that you are going through a rough time, they surround you with beautiful energy to help you with your grief, and they do that. But they don't feel what we're feeling because they don't have the ego.
Right. Okay.
That's the ego that holds all of that. But they know we're suffering, so they do give us healing when we need it. Absolutely.
So would you also say that they don't die with anger?
They don't die with anger.
That's
as soon as they step out of their body, they remember who they were.
Right.
This is just an avatar. So that however way they died, and whenever, what age, or however way, it's always God's timing. The big devout Catholics won't agree with this, but we have one birthday, and then we have 3 dates to choose from for our escape from this earth. This is a hard place to survive,
for a reason.
So we have 3 dates to choose from, and when we feel we have fulfilled, on a soul level that is, when we fulfilled what we came here to fulfill, then we choose those 3 dates, or the dates that on one of those dates you'll be using. Or if you feel that this earth, you want out, you just wanted to experience the first 15 years and then you're good. That's the contract you signed, because there are contracts, then you go. Sometimes people look at little kids like, why does that little girl have to die of leukemia at 5 years old? That little girl is a very old soul who came here to experience certain things and to share that experience with the mom and the dad and the family.
Yeah.
So it's so much bigger than our little minds can hold.
Oh, right.
And words can't explain. It's a lot. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot. And it's a very lonely world. Because I understand, I can see the big picture, but people will look at you like, yeah, okay,
Right.
But then again, I think it's like, well, let me take their perspective. Okay, Jesus comes back, they come out of the ground and they walk as, I don't know. Sorry, you're gonna cut this out.
Oh, no.
But it's like,
Not anything.
you believe because I have devout Catholics in my family, but you believe that, but you're not willing to believe what spirit shows me.
Well, listen, this program is for everyone. So if someone is a devout Catholic and disagrees with you, that's fine. But if someone is not, and they could use what you've said as a healing process, that's what it's all about. May not be for everybody, but hopefully it's for somebody. And when you said when you said your world is lonely, I was going to say it's lonely at the top, Medium Joe.
Oh, you're so sweet. It's the only reason why I agreed to this, because I know I've read you, your sister, and that other lady. I forget her name. Sorry. A lot of you.
Yes.
I don't remember people.
And
yes, that's the only reason why I did it.
Yes. And so now here's another good question. Do pets come through?
Yes, I'm not a pet communicator, but they do.
Okay.
I'm terrible. One of my weaknesses is animals and flowers. I should sit here and study them, so I know when they're showing me a daffodil, what a daffodil is. I'll just get the word, because I don't know what it looks like, right? So yes, pets do come in. The only animals I know are the ones who are surrounded my life, Chihuahuas or, Jack Russells. But they will come in, and I'll say a big brown dog or a little black dog. That's how I explain it, because I don't know a lot of breeds. Yep. So they do occasionally come in. They just, one woman actually once, she wanted a pet reading. And I spoke with her and I said, I'm not a pet communicator. She just wanted to connect with her Chihuahua. And I said, well, we can try it, but if, loved ones will come in and then the reading will go that way, because I'm not a pet communicator. I did a whole reading on a Chihuahua, and I
wow.
didn't know that I could.
Oh, wow. Well, she had some strong energy on her Chihuahua.
Yeah, but it's not something that I do. It's just that,
Right.
I guess, listen, I go with the flow of whatever goes on because I know that person is getting whatever it is that they're needing. It has nothing to do with me.
Right. How do you feel about providing that service to people? Because I know that you could be doing a million other things. You could have ignored your gift. You could have done something different, but you chose this.
You mean being a medium?
Yes. And providing the service to other people.
It's a calling. I knew from a young age that I was meant to do something.
Yeah.
And when I was in my discovery journey, I closed the door a lot of times out of fear. And growing up Catholic, the fear is there.
Sure.
You know? So I closed that door a lot of times, but it kept opening. It kept knocking on my door. And because I guess I was chosen, I don't know, but I was always determined to learn how to do this so I can serve people. Didn't understand what that meant, but I was always, as a kid, always determined. I knew there's something I had to do, and it always nagged me, always. So when I found that mentor and I started just developing in that way and gaining more and more confidence. But, you know, it's scary. It is when you're brought up a certain way, it is scary. So I did close the door a lot of times, but it just kept knocking on my door.
Right.
So I knew I had to develop. I just knew I had to develop.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did. I mean, I will say numerous times throughout my life, I have sought the counsel, I guess I would probably say, or maybe the solace. I don't know what, probably all different words at all different times. And it really has always helped. I think there was one I went to that there was fluff. And I basically, after 15 minutes, said, you know what, I'm not feeling well, I've got to go. Because I knew it from the very beginning. But for the other, half a dozen times,
Yeah,
it really was comforting to me and kind of let me know that everything was going to be okay. So with that said, I have a question for you, and then I have a question for Spirit.
okay. Oh, okay.
My question for you is, what would you want all of us who are listening and, maybe going through a hurricane of their own right now, what would you want us to know from all of your experiences dealing with people and spirit?
People are more than their ego. Their ego is just one part of them. The spirit of who they are is what should be living their life, not the ego. And when you are intentional and when you live through your spirit, it's a totally different perspective than when you live and choose from your ego.
I love that.
That was from Spirit, by the way.
Oh, that was
that was channeled. That was channeled.
Wow. Well, I mean, that does make a lot of sense because that would be something that only they would know.
They can have everything everybody ever wanted. Some people it'll be more difficult to achieve because of their ego, and the people who follow their spirit is so much easier. So when people say manifest, 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 it'll be that much harder for you, or it'll be easier for this person because of their intention and where they come from, where the drive is from.
Mm-hmm. Well, amen to that. I think that's an excellent way to end this episode. I thank you for bringing those wise words from the spirit world. I think that that's a beautiful thing to say. It kind of sums it all up pretty quickly, which, as you said, was a loaded question. But we're not really the shy type here at Through the HurriKane. So, and honestly, I can't thank you enough for being here and for giving us your time and for trusting us. I know that you don't trust a lot of people, but I want you to
not when this. Yeah.
A lot of people will listen to this and our social media on Instagram and Facebook. And I know that there is at least one person out there that you will have helped today. Probably more, but this is one.
I love to serve.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Through the HurriKane. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to Through the HurriKane. Please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time.